and it is a 2-video day from me. I have not done that. I don't know if I've done it ever, but the reason being I have a regular Victober video going up, a poetry video, and then this very exciting announcement video. And I am doing a very special project this year and in the year to come with Meghan. And if you have not watched her channel, go ahead and subscribe because she's wonderful. We have gotten better acquainted through a couple buddy reads, and she is a true kindred spirit. And I was just really excited when she accepted on hosting this project with me. So we are hosting a year-long read-along kind of book club through Louisa May Alcott's books. We're so excited to be hosting this. I have only read Little Women from Louisa May Alcott, and I wanted to remedy that. And in the past couple of years, I have had an author where I read one book a month from them, and I found that to be a really nice rhythm for the year. It's a project, but it seems really sustainable. So 2 years ago, I did Mary Stuart, and this year, and it's still happening, and I did Maud Hart Lovelace, and it has just been so lovely. So I want to continue that on with Louisa May Alcott. So we are starting in November and then going until September of next year. We're starting in November with a book not by Louisa May Alcott, but a book about Louisa May Alcott and her father specifically, called Eden's Outcasts, and it is written by John Matteson. And we're very excited to read this, especially because it ties in with Nonfiction November. So if you're looking for a biography of someone to pick up during Nonfiction November, I have asked a Facebook group, the Bonnets at Dawn Facebook group, for their recommendations on a Louisa May Alcott biography, and this one was the one that was recommended the most. So we will be reading that over the course of the month of November, and we'll both have a video coming out towards the end of November about that book. And so I really look forward to discussion about it. And we, at this point, are not going to be opening up a Goodreads group, basically because we both just aren't on Goodreads enough to really moderate a group. And I just don't, for some reason, I just don't enjoy the format of discussing books on Goodreads. It just, I don't know what it is. So we will just be having the discussions on our videos that will be going up. We're very excited to discuss with all of you. And then in December, we will be reading Little Women, because I think many people, when they think of Little Women, love to think about Christmas time, and it's just a very cozy one. So a note to you who are not living in North America, Little Women is comprised actually of, in North America, it's comprised of 2 volumes, Little Women and Good Wives. And in America and in Canada, Meghan noted that most of the time they're sold as one bind-up called Little Women. But in other places, sometimes just the first half of the story, when the girls are all younger, is sold as Little Women, and then you have to find separately Good Wives. But in the month of December, we will be reading both volumes, Little Women and Good Wives. I think you can look at the page count in it, and if it's around 500 pages, I think you're close to, you should have the right copy if you're wanting to read both of them. Then continuing on into January, we will be continuing with that series. There are 2 other books in the series. There is Little Men, and you get to see, some of the characters from Little Women, more grown up, and seeing what has happened to them. I don't really know that much about it. I'm so excited to read it though. And then in February, we will be continuing on with Jo's Boys. Then in March, we will be reading 8 Cousins. I have not read this one, but I hear so many people say it's so wonderful. And then the sequel, Rose and Bloom, will be our book for April. Then, switching things up a bit, we will be reading in May Hospital Sketches, which is Louisa May Alcott's kind of memoir of sorts of her time serving as a nurse during the Civil War. So it'll definitely be a lot more kind of gritty and hard-hitting, but I think some nice variety from what we have been reading. In June, we will be reading one of her sensation novels, and it is called A Long Fatal Love Chase. She had a fair amount of sensationalized fiction that was not published until after her death, which I think is kind of sad if that was something she was passionate about. But we will be reading one of them called A Long Fatal Love Chase. And then moving on into July, we will be reading Work, A Story of Experience. And I think Little Women is you know, takes a lot of details from Louisa's life, and I've heard that Work, A Story of Experience, does the same thing, so maybe we'll get kind of some different angles than what we get in Little Women. And then in August, we'll be reading An Old-Fashioned Girl, another one that I hear great things about, can't wait to get to. And then we will wrap up our time in September reading Under the Lilacs. So I hope you will join us. I cannot wait to read so much Louisa May Alcott, to discuss it with all of you. She's an author that I think could be just one of my absolute favorite authors if I read more of her books. So please let me know if you will be joining in. We have some exciting video plans, some extra added aspects that will be happening. Announcements will be coming out about that. Please use the hashtag LouisaMay2020. Even though we are not into 2020 yet, the majority of the books will be read in 2020. And you can use that hashtag on YouTube so we can find your videos if you make videos about these. And then also on Instagram. I am on Instagram pretty frequently, probably more than I should be, but I can find you through that. And so I'm really looking forward to some of you reading some of these for the first time, or maybe it's the second, third, or fourth time and you just love Louisa May Alcott. I cannot wait to learn more about her starting out in November. I think it'll be a really good way to kind of go into the project with that background in mind. So I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow for another Victober video.